Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's video on Bitcoin and the crypto market. I am CF Crypto TA, also known as Crypto Dunk, and today we're gonna go through what happened on the 26th of November, why Bitcoin crashed of 10%, and what is going on in the market. So, what happened? This what happened, guys. So a new COVID variant was discovered in South Africa. There are already two cases in Belgium, and I think two still, or maybe more in UK. So this COVID variant is starting to spreading around, and it has bring fresh fear in the market. Why? Because in 2020, when we had the COVID crash, the market crashed because lockdown started, the economy started to shrink because people start spending less, and also because investors start to deleverage themselves and the risk themselves due to expected lower prices. So what is going on? Same. The new COVID variant has brought fresh fear of new lockdowns and new strong pandemic as the one that we just see. However, I will tell you my glance on it and what do I think about it. I am lucky because I have a bachelor degree in nutrition and a master in genetic and nutrition. So I studied genetic. So I have an in-depth knowledge of genetic, and I don't have an in-depth knowledge of virology. However, I have read few articles and studies, but I know how genetics works. So what happened? The virus needs to mutate to better adapt to the human, to the new host, and to increase the number of virus offspring and the transmission rate to better survive in the world. So what happened? The virus constantly mutate, like the virus of the flu, the virus of the cold. Every year we have new viruses, new mutation, and every year we need to create new vaccine to fight the flu. The same will be for coronavirus. So what happened? I thought this might be scary. It is almost impossible. I wouldn't say impossible, but it's very rare that the virus will mutate to become more lethal. They will become more virulent, so they will be able to spread faster, and this is to ensure that the offspring and the virus will survive in the future. However, if you think logically, it wouldn't be very clever for a virus to mutate and become more lethal, because the faster it spread and the faster it kills, it will also end up without an host. Without an host, the virus won't have anything to grab on it and feed itself, and it will die off as well. So what happens most often is that the virus become more virulent. However, the lethality of the virus decrease. This is to ensure a better survivability of the virus. And that's what I think it will happen also. We've seen it with Delta variant, and we will see it with Omicron. Now, I won't dwell on the genetic because it's not important. However, genetic mutation is just an error, a mistake in the genetic on the gene of the virus. Coronavirus is particularly prone to genetic mutation due to the fact that it's an RNA virus, and the protein that is involved in the duplication of the virus and on the coding of the genetic material is prone to errors. So the more errors, the more the mutation. Omicron has 32 just in the spike protein. It will have probably more. However, I don't think is that concerning. It is concerning because it spread faster. We have people that didn't take the vaccine. However, every year, like with the flu and the cold, we will need to create new vaccine. And with the new technology that we have, the fact that we have a vaccine for coronavirus, well, they will need just to tweak slightly bit the new vaccine to create a new vaccine that better respond to the new variant. So this one, it was irrational, and not only irrational because obviously there was fresh fear in the market, but also because algorithms which use artificial intelligence, what they do, they sell and they risk the company, and in this case, uh, hedge fund, the whales, and also the institution. They use this algorithm. So in case there is a bad news in the market, they quickly sell automatically to deleverage and de-risk themselves and to cut their losses. So that's what happened. There was a cascade of selling order due to the news. So the market was really healthy until that point. We start to bounce. I was calling already uh, the bottom. This is because you can see here we were creating a double bottom over here, okay, which is a typical um traditional finance reverse pattern. Okay. However, what happened? Boom, an unexpected event, which was the new variant. Nobody could foreseen that, and not even technical analysis, and the market crashed. And to make you understand that it's not only cryptocurrency, we will look at just slightly, very quickly, at the S&P 500. So traditional market, as you can see here, down 2.27%. Then we have the oil, the US oil, down 12.6%, which is huge for traditional finance. We had the Dow Jones down 2.53% with a gap. These are quite fast drop, and also this is due to the news. So this was an unexpected event, and it wasn't due to the technical analysis or Bitcoin structure or the fundamental of Bitcoin, but it was a worldwide and macroeconomy event. So, getting now that out of the way, now we can talk about Bitcoin. How is the market structure? How does it look? And what is going to happen? So we look at the crypto fear and greed index. This is an important index to look at because it makes you understand what is the sentiment in the market. The sentiment in the market right now is fearful. There was fear today, 27, and extreme fear yesterday. So what happened historically when we have this kind of extreme sentiment, we have a reversal. The last time we had it on the 30th of September, and what happened on the 30th of September? Over here, we had a strong bounce up. And how much it was, the reading? Oh, 20. And we had 21 yesterday. Okay? And then it's the same in the opposite. So we have the on the 9th of November, I believe. Yeah, 9th of November, 84. What happened on the 9th of November? So the 10th of November, we had a crash. Bitcoin started to crash. Why? Because retail investor are always right in the middle of the trend, so over here, but always wrong at the extremes. So when there is extreme greed in the market, probably the asset is ripe for a reversal. That's because most of the participants have already bought, so there is no one else to buy, and a bit of selling pressure will create a cascade of events. Same is with the bottom. So most of the selling pressure has dissipated, and a little bit of buying pressure will reverse the price. So knowing that, what we can expect over here, we can expect in the next few days Bitcoin to bounce. Now let's have a look at the on-chain analysis. This will help us to better understand how is the Bitcoin market. Now let's have a look at the exchange flows. I want to see the reserve. So what are the reserve of Bitcoin in exchanges? Is, as you can see here, Bitcoin is exchanges reserve are at the all-time low. It never been that low before, which means that whales and institution have been accumulating, and you can see here accumulation, 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 accumulation. So there is a really low supply of Bitcoin, which what is the narrative? There is going to be probably a supply squeeze. So the price of the asset will appreciate, so will increase. Now let's say the market indicators. Market indicators, I want to go through really quickly to the leverage ratio. Why? Because there are a lot of other YouTuber and market participants which are flagging the fact the leverage are really high. However, this is a normal behavior of a bull market. I would be much more concerned if rather the leverage are not increasing, but the price is increasing because there is a divergence, which means that there is no backing up of the asset. So what we want to see in a bull market, we want to see enthusiasm, people excited. So they start increasing their position and they start to become more leveraged and they increase their position and backing up the price. If we see a downtrend in the leverage an uptrend on the price, then that will be a really strong uh, warning sign. Also, as we can see here, we have a divergence. We have the leverage increasing, however, the price is decreasing. I would say this one is a pretty bullish time because the price is not following the leverage right now. So it means that this price is suppressed, however, there is a strong exposure to Bitcoin. Now, let's have a look instead at the technical analysis. Let's do a quick technical analysis to make you understand where we are, where we're sitting, and what we can expect next. Now, what is the definition of an uptrend? Is I'm gonna show you higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. The downtrend instead is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. This is a downtrend and this is an uptrend. So knowing this, let me ask you something. How is the behavior of Bitcoin right now? We have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and we can expect another low. Now, if we go down to the daily and see a more recent, what is the recent trend? Higher high, higher low, higher high, and we are expecting here an higher low. If Bitcoin will break below the previous higher low, then it will be really bearish. Then this is mean the downtrend, the bear market is started. But right now, there is no reason to be bearish. Now, also, let's see about a little bit about the support zone, the support level and resistance. So what do I wanted to point out? All this area over here, from here to here, it can be considered a support zone. Differently, obviously here was a support zone, and this one with the first lower low here is the last support, important support. So 47 is the last support level. However, what we have over here, we have the first higher high, which is providing a strong support. Also here, there was some volume behavior which are very important. What we can see here around this area, we see spike in volume around the red candles, which are black on my chart. You can see here, these one are selling climax. Okay, there is a lot of selling pressure. However, the demand is strong enough to keep the price at the level. It means that the selling pressure is exhausted, trying to push the prices lower, but not succeeding. And what we have here, we have these kind of candles over here. Okay, with this one being a really strong red candle. However, we still on support. We haven't break the trend. This is the trend line. What is the daily trend line? We can see over here. Let's draw it. Let's take off the volume. So from here to here, we are exactly on support. So here, what we can expect is a bounce. Now, what we want to see as well, we see some divergences as well now unfolding on the daily, which is a pretty strong, important time frame. If you see, we have the indicator starting to do lower low. However, the price is still doing lower high. So this one is a bullish divergence. We can expect here to have a bounce because the price is not following the RSI. So the price is still strong with the RSI making lower lows. And also we are near to the oversold area and on support, on the last 5 month support, as you can see here. So I would expect here some sort of bounce. Now, I'm not saying that there is no possibility of a slightly weak around this area and maybe maximum to the 50k, 51k, sorry, 52k actually, because this one is the 2 year support trend line. So we might have a I wouldn't say even 52 honestly, but around 52 800. So touching the old higher high. Okay, to uh, try to check for liquidity from the big players and see the demanding. However, what we know so far is that in the last 2 weeks, whales and institutions have been buying up Bitcoin very aggressively. Around $2.36 billion of Bitcoin have been bought in the last 2 weeks. Now, what we can see as well, what else we can look at? We can see here, and I put it down for you. We have a down wedge, so a descending wedge. This is a bullish formation, and is a reversal pattern. So what we can expect also, what happened in the descending wedge? The descending wedge usually break out at 1/3 of its length. So the length started here, and we can expect around this area. I put it down last time to 75, I think, 75 days. So 1/3 is around, let's say 20, 23, 24 days. So this one, I would expect the price now to start moving and try to break out from the wedge. This one will be our resistance. The real resistance, obviously, we have the first one over here with the 55.5, which was the previous strong support. If we break above, we touch back, creating a support over here, and then break above, we have the continuation of the uptrend. However, what I believe is that Bitcoin is due for a bounce and start a new uptrend very soon.